Congress is being urged to criminally investigate Barack Obama for attempting a silent coup against the Trump administration. According to radio host Mark Levin, a mountain of evidence proves that the former president tried to undermine Trump's presidential campaign in the final months of the U.S. election last year, which then developed into police state tactics in order to sabotage Trump's transition to the White House when he won. Breitbart.com reports, drawing on sources including the New York Times and the Washington Post, Levin described the case against Obama so far, based on what is already publicly known. The following is an expanded version of that case, including events that Levin did not mention specifically but are important to the overall timeline. 1 June 2016, FISA request. The Obama administration files a request with the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, FISA, to monitor communications involving Donald Trump and several advisors. The request, uncharacteristically, is denied. 2 July, Russia joke. WikiLeaks releases emails from the Democratic National Committee that show an effort to prevent Senator Bernie Sanders, IVT, from winning the presidential nomination. In a press conference, Donald Trump refers to Hillary Clinton's own missing emails, joking, "Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing." That remark becomes the basis for accusations by Clinton and the media that Trump invited further hacking. 3 October, Podesta emails. In October, WikiLeaks releases the emails of Clinton campaign chair John Podesta, rolling out batches every day until the election, creating new mini-scandals. The Clinton campaign blames Trump and the Russians. 4 October, FISA request. The Obama administration submits a new, narrow request to the FISA court, now focused on a computer server in Trump Tower suspected of links to Russian banks. No evidence is found but the wiretaps continue, ostensibly for national security reasons, Andrew McCarthy at National Review later notes. The Obama administration is now monitoring an opposing presidential campaign using the high-tech surveillance powers of the Federal Intelligence Services. 5 January 2017, BuzzFeed/CNN dossier. BuzzFeed releases, and CNN reports, a supposed intelligence dossier compiled by a foreign former spy. It purports to show continuous contact between Russia and the Trump campaign, and says that the Russians have compromising information about Trump. None of the allegations can be verified and some are proven false. Several media outlets claim that they had been aware of the dossier for months and that it had been circulating in Washington. 6 January, Obama expands NSA sharing. As Michael Walsh later notes, and as the New York Times reports, the outgoing Obama administration expanded the power of the National Security Agency to share globally intercepted personal communications with the government's 16 other intelligence agencies before applying privacy protections. The new powers, and reduced protections, could make it easier for intelligence on private citizens to be circulated improperly or leaked. 7 January, Times report. The New York Times reports, on the eve of Inauguration Day, that several agencies, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, the National Security Agency, NSA, and the Treasury Department are monitoring several associates of the Trump campaign suspected of Russian ties. Other news outlets also report the existence of a multi-agency working group to coordinate investigations across the government, though it is unclear how they found out, since the investigations would have been secret and involved classified information. 8 February, Mike Flynn scandal. Reports emerged that the FBI intercepted a conversation in 2016 between future National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, then a private citizen, and Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak. The intercept supposedly was part of routine spying on the ambassador, not monitoring of the Trump campaign. The FBI transcripts reportedly show the two discussing Obama's newly imposed sanctions on Russia, though Flynn earlier denied discussing them. Sally Yates, whom Trump would later fire as acting attorney general for insubordination, is involved in the investigation. In the end, Flynn resigns over having misled Vice President Mike Pence, perhaps inadvertently, about the content of the conversation. 9 February, Times claims extensive Russian contacts. The New York Times cites 4 current and former American officials in reporting that the Trump campaign had repeated contacts with senior Russian intelligence officials. The Trump campaign denies the claims, and the Times admits that there is no evidence of coordination between the campaign and the Russians. The White House and some congressional Republicans begin to raise questions about illegal intelligence leaks. 10 March, The Washington Post targets Jeff Sessions. The Washington Post reports that Attorney General Jeff Sessions had contact twice with the Russian ambassador during the campaign, once at a Heritage Foundation event and once at a meeting in Sessions' Senate office. The Post suggests that the two meetings contradict Sessions' testimony at his confirmation hearings that he had no contacts with the Russians, though in context, not presented by the Post, it was clear he meant in his capacity as a campaign surrogate, and that he was responding to claims in the dossier of ongoing contacts. The New York Times, in covering the story, adds that the Obama White House rushed to preserve intelligence related to alleged Russian links with the Trump campaign. By preserve, it really means disseminate. Officials spread evidence throughout other government agencies to leave a clear trail of intelligence for government investigators and perhaps the media as well. The Obama administration sought, and eventually obtained, authorization to eavesdrop on the Trump campaign, continued monitoring the Trump team even when no evidence of wrongdoing was found, then relaxed the NSA rules to allow evidence to be shared widely within the government, virtually ensuring that the information, including the conversations of private citizens, would be leaked to the media. Levin called the effort a silent coup by the Obama administration and demanded that it be investigated.